Hello, this is Glenda from the AKA GK Fralin on YouTube in Weimar, Nebraska. And I started this out this morning and I've just scattered it, and I am going to try and just start over. I may pull up some stuff from earlier, but I decided it's just, so here we go. I decided, okay, I'm going to start out looking up some fun facts about Nebraska. And then maybe I'll look up some about Kansas too. I grew up in Kansas. Kansas is my home state, where I grew up. I am a Jayhawker. And my husband's a Cornhusker, and so are my kids. Well, no, wait a minute. Angie is a Jayhawker. Anyway. Did you know Nebraska was once called the Great American Desert? I got it from the internet. And I think I know the reason why. Because this was part of where all the, soil just eroded and stuff here because there weren't much for trees. It was all prairie grasses, which prairie grasses were a big deal. I don't know why they called it the desert. Maybe. Okay, here we go. The next one. J. Sterling Morton founded Arbor Day in Nebraska City. And that's why state employees all get Arbor Day off in the state of Nebraska. It was also called the tree planting state because there were some homestead rights given out for, you had to plant, I think, so many trees on your property within a certain amount of time and get them growing. I don't know exactly what the whole thing was, but that was why. Because Nebraska needed trees, and the government said, okay, you can homestead here, but you need to plant this many trees. So a lot of farmers planted the trees at a corner. So they have a little mini forest. No, I'm kidding. There actually is one little mini national forest in the middle somewhere. But another one, and I don't even have to look this one up, is that there is dinosaur digs. There are dinosaur digs in Nebraska. They've unearthed quite a few mammoths. Anyway, okay, more fun facts. You need to come up with fun facts about your state. Maybe not so fun, just facts, but they are fun facts. Okay, where the tree, I can't think of the guy's name. Hold on a moment. Edwin Perkins of Hastings, Nebraska, in 1922, invented Kool-Aide. I think maybe he wanted to cool off a little bit. And that may be why he called it Kool-Aide. If we're going to drink so much water, let's flavor it, people. Anyway. So, that's just a few things that I learned. Okay, I want to get these facts about Willa Cather right, because she's one of my idols when it comes to writing. She was born in Virginia, and I did know that because we did study her in a women's class in college. Anyway, she wrote a lot of books. She was born in Virginia, but they moved here when she was young. And she won an award, if I remember right. I'm not going to look every little fact up, but she did win an award for a short story that she put into, or a short story that she wrote was published in the Nebraska University's newspaper at the time. Anyway, it so encouraged her, she started writing more books. She became one of the strongest women or female writers of the 19th and 20th centuries. And that was no small feat at the time, especially with winning a Pulitzer Prize. Okay, here's some of the titles of some of her books. My Antonia was in 1918. That was the first. No, it wasn't her first. Anyway, I guess they're not in, but I'm reading them off of a list here because I don't want to get them wrong. My Antonia and O Pioneers are two of the most well-known, I believe, of her works. Death Comes for the Archbishop, One of Ours, and that is the one she won. I was right. That is the one that she won the Pulitzer Prize for, and it is a war story. Yeah. But the thing of it is, she probably would have been better off, at least in the opinion of many, actually winning a Pulitzer Prize for O Pioneers or My Antonia. Probably mostly for O Pioneers. But they didn't accept women in the Pulitzer Prize. But when she came out with One of Ours, the community was starting to make so much noise or whatever. Some reason they came up with the idea that they did need to reward her. So they gave her the Pulitzer Prize for One of Ours, which is a very good story. But she's best known, I think, personally I think, for My Antonia and O Pioneers. Anyway, her method of writing has just been one that I have really, in these books that I'm doing about this man that lived here at one time, her method of writing, especially about the area, has been one that I've kind of adopted in a little bit, because she chose a different name for the town, the actual towns involved, but she used the names of the towns that were around the actual names of those towns. So there's a way of kind of locating it. But she's one of my idols. Sorry, she is. I didn't learn about her till I was in college, but when I did, I thought, now there's a writer I can relate to. That, just studying those facts and looking that stuff up, it's taken my mind off of what was really kind of a down day for me. Yesterday I talked about the mishap I had yesterday morning when I spilled, when I was taking a nap, my arm went out and I just spilled a whole 32-ounce mug of iced tea all over the floor. And with my breathing, I was just really having a hard time. And so today, well, I woke up. I didn't get to bed until like, around probably 4 o'clock, around 4 o'clock. I've gotten in a habit of staying up late, partly because I sleep so much during the day. But anyway, that's just me. But I just felt so bad. And everything I recorded today was such a downer because my muscles still hurt from yesterday. I mean, when you're doing that heavy breathing, and stuff, I don't know if you've ever known anybody with asthma or anything like that. Your chest will hurt. And it's like it's using muscles that, you've really used those muscles. And so then the next day they're kind of sore. And so my energy level, well, I woke up this morning. Okay, I'm jumping around here a bit, but they're putting up a new building in the next lot. Not going to say anything about that, but they are, and so it's right outside our bedroom window. And I woke up around 8:30 this morning, and I think they must have already started with, doing stuff over there, because otherwise with the CPAP, I might have stayed asleep longer. I don't know. But anyway, then I came out here, and I did, after I took my meds and all of that, I did fall back to sleep. But I made sure that I moved my tea and any other fluid and stuff that might fall and crash to the floor. I moved them over to this end table over here. Because I don't like reaching way back like this to get my tea. But I didn't want to knock that thing off again. And I was going to take a nap, so I sure as heck moved that tea this time. I didn't want to have another disaster and end up with and that's why this thing was kind of the big deal I was talking about yesterday, because it tells me and how much oxygen, and I dropped way down. I was like at 80, and that's like not good. So anyway, it took a lot of huffing and puffing, and it's called pursed lip breathing. I've showed you that before, but anyway, so this really, when I was thinking about all the recording I did and all the stuff I talked about, none of it was any good. It was all downer. And I thought, okay, this is an example that people, they have permission to have a bad day. And you do. But how boring would that have been to watch me do nothing but complain? So I decided I would change that a little. And I started on these fun facts and found out I had a great end of the day. So that's my story, and I am sticking with it. Well, it is the end of the night, and tomorrow is another day. And I really do care a lot about everybody out there that's suffering. And I also care about those of you who are feeling good, because, golly, we like having you out there. We like having you here, too. I mean, it's just, the best we can do is try to feel good in our situation as best we can. Today wasn't one of those, but for me, other people, it's different, so. Anyway, enjoy what you can of your air conditioning, or just putting ice packs around you, or whatever with fans, whatever you do to keep cool. But whatever you do, keep a cool temper, please, because this kind of heat can really fire tempers up too. So I will talk to you tomorrow. Good evening. Good night.